these kids are making it happen. We talked to their coach, and he said so much on how they're working to see how Nigeria will go and do well in the world of tennis. Yes, but yes, sir. Can I hear you?
Can you hear me?
Yes. You have a question for me?
Go ahead with your questions. You said go ahead with your questions. I can hear you.
Okay. Yes, sir. We ran into some young tennis players yesterday, and they said the major challenge they have is funding, and at the same time, they need equipment to keep them going. Your take, what do you think we should do to get this right?
You know, Nigerian has been down, let's say, has been back down on the tennis. And if you look at the world now, the world of tennis sport is one of the best sports that could bring the economy and will help people, you know, to rise up. We have talent in Nigeria from the grassroots. If you look at it, Mr. Bala, you'll see that Nigerians are blessed with talent and everything they needed of tennis sport expert. Everybody is focusing on football, maybe some basketball, but the tennis is having a less attention in Nigeria here. In fact, not only Nigeria, in Africa. Entirely, you hardly hear names of people that come from Africa that are champions in tennis. And I believe if we could have focused more on tennis, it will be one of the best sport that Africans will be there. Believe me, have all it takes to make sure that we partake into this world of tennis sports.
You're right, Nasser. If you look at it, back there in the 70s and 80s, we have the likes of Unduka, we have the likes of Abdullahi, who even made it to the Grand Slam at the same time, even the Olympics. But these days, we hardly find our players getting into that level. Yes, the former president of the Nigerian Tennis Federation, Tayo, did a lot to see how he can go back to organize leagues, to organize tournaments. But right now, he's not there. And tournaments are not there like before. Is there anything you can tell the sponsors, corporate organizations, to see how they can come in so that tennis is one sport that can bring a lot of laurel to Nigeria? So what do we do to see how the sponsorship can come?
You know, it looks like a business, like someone will come with his investment and understand it will definitely help our that can be able to showcase their talent and won a lot of trophy, not only for their sponsors, not only for their agent, but for their country as well, as far as patriotism is concerned. Understand what I'm saying? So a lot of individual has to be involved, and the government can be to see if it is lucrative, to see how it can be able to raise money or support people that will be able to play this kind of a game. Actually, I believe we have, as you made mention back in the days, where we have its body, but today we even lose the body. We don't have it. So it means that the government doesn't have an interest in short games. We only have interest in the game that is very loud and shout, like football and other basketball and other athletes. But tennis is one of the games that we won. Like if you look at the golf, we play golf, we play a lot of games, but neglecting one aspect that is the most crucial game in the world that has a world tournament, which is the tennis. Understand? So if government and individual will stand up and be involved in developing this kind of a game, bringing out talent. I believe we have talent. I can remember when I was in Kano, there is a game that is called Dala Court. This Dala Court is sponsored by private organizations and also individuals. It's all about tennis. They used to play tennis for almost 2 weeks, bringing out winners as well as sponsoring people, sponsoring young talent, education, other sport development. You see, so if government can be able to involve in such kind of games, such kind of organizations, such kind of groups, then it will definitely help and encourage our young talent to grow in such.
You're right now, sir. Yes, you talked about even the football. It has been, we're not doing it the way it should be. Yes, if you go back to other countries around the world, the way football is being run is completely different. It's just that the determination of our footballers back home here keep taking them to the heights there, but we cannot continue this way. All right. Straight now, we'll go back to badminton. You know, like I told you, I ran into some badminton enthusiasts at the stadium, and trust me, badminton is one game that is growing very fast here in Nigeria. Yes, we've been to the Olympics, we've been to World Championship, but we've not done so much. We've not gotten to that stage that we get to the quarterfinal. What do you think is getting us back? Yes, I've talked to several people. They said, yes, it's still funding, it's still more training, it's still more exposure. At this point, what do we need to do so that our young ones will not continue to languish in the sports they do with all their heart, they love it, but they're not getting as much as their counterparts are getting over there in the world?
You see, as I told you, or as I made mention earlier, is that the support we don't have from the grassroots. You know, we have our schools here where our young people are there. We can be able, it's a place we can simply fish out such talent. You understand? In any kind of sports you wanted. Go to secondary school. Our young people are there starting from the age of 10 to 15 to 20, where you can see a young talent that can do all you want him to do. You know, there are some talent that even have multiple talents in their head. They can play football, they can play basketball, they can play the badminton, they can play volleyball, and many more like that. But you will need to go to the grassroots, start from the grassroots, catch them young. Look at the world of each and every game now. Look at the lack of Lamine Yamal. Is barely 18 years this year. Understand? Look at the lack of Arda Gula, the lack of all these players, and have a clear and clean form to partake or they are to be in.
That's true, that's true.
That's it.
And trust me, I talked to some people recently, stakeholders in badminton, and they said,
yes,
countries like China, India that have the game, Indonesia and their likes, they said why they don't want Nigeria, because Nigeria is the top country in Africa. That why they don't want Nigeria to even know so much is because they think Nigeria is one country that can conquer the world if they know so much. So the technicalities and so much that has to do with the sports have not, they've been holding it from Nigeria. What do you think she could do? Maybe, is it diplomacy? Is there any way
that win and can do anything, that win and can do anything at the right time? We only need the support for us to do it. Understand what I'm saying? We only need the support for us to do it. But unfortunately, we don't have the support because they maybe from the government were discouraged, and also the international world of the sports were discouraging Nigerians for them not to partake because they believe that if Nigerians are there, they will do everything and whatever it is. No, this supposed not to let us down. This supposed to trigger our own effort, trigger our own senses into doing the best for ourselves. If the government will understand this, then it will know that, okay, we have a talent, that let's invest in this talent, and it will boost our dance of these
Yes, another sport that is growing very fast right now, and they've been getting attention courtesy of the president of the sport. It's no other sport than volleyball, and the president is Engineer Musa Nimrod, who have done so much to see how he can